Hello students, how are you? I hope you are good students. So today's topic is bachcho story writing. How can you write a story with the help of some points? So we are going to learn in this chapter bachcho. So let's begin. A story writing is an art that requires a lot of communication skills. First of all, it requires the art of narrating things in an interesting way. You will be given either the introductory lines or some hints given in the input or both. You have to develop the story basing it on the information given in the input or the introductory lines. You have to develop it on the same theme as intended by the introductory lines or by the input. You can't go against the stated theme. स्टोरी राइटिंग बच्चे क्या रिक्वायर करती है? एक लॉट ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स को, और इसमें रिक्वायर्स होता है नरेट कैसे करनी है चीज़ों को और एक इंटरेस्टिंग वे में कैसे नरेट करें चीज़ों को, वो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. और इंट्रोडक्टरी लाइन होनी चाहिए, वहाँ पर हिंट देना चाहिए कि किस तरह से आप क्या एक्चुअली बताना चाहते हो स्टोरी के अंदर. सो यहाँ पर साइलेंट फीचर्स ऑफ अ गुड स्टोरी राइटिंग के दिए गए हैं बच्चा, कि ये अगर आप फॉलो करते हैं तो आप इजीली बहुत अच्छा स्टोरी राइटिंग कर पाएंगे. फर्स्ट वन इज बेसिकली developing and writing a good story needs the art of narration. You have to narrate the incidents in a sequential orders leading to the final conclusion. तो यहाँ पर डेवलपिंग के लिए, राइटिंग के लिए, गुड स्टोरी के लिए सबसे ज़रूरत होती है आर्ट ऑफ नरेशंस की, कि आपके अंदर आर्ट होना चाहिए नरेट करने का, ताकि नरेट कर पाएँ उस इंसिडेंट को और पूरा सिक्वेंशियल ऑर्डर के अंदर, ताकि जो फाइनल कंक्लूजन तक वो पहुँच पाए. Second is students should follow the basic theme as expounded by the input by the introductory lines. They are not supposed to invent new and different themes. And within the given limits, students are left with enough space where they can give expressions to their creative talent. तो स्टूडेंट्स को ये भी फॉलो करना चाहिए, बेसिक थीम को फॉलो करना चाहिए बच्चों, इंट्रोडक्टरी लाइन ज़रूर मेंशन करनी चाहिए, डिफरेंट थीम को बताते हुए सपोज करना चाहिए कि वो किस तरह से अपने न्यू आइडियाज़ को वहाँ पर ला सकते हैं, अपने व्यूज़ को प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं और अपने एक्सप्रेशंस जो क्रिएटिव टैलेंट्स हैं उनको दिखाना सकते हैं. द बिगनिंग एंड द कंक्लूजन, जो भी यहाँ पर कंक्लूडिंग लाइन्स होती हैं बच्चे, देन सपोर्ट द मेन पार्ट ऑफ द इवेंट्स डिस्क्राइब्ड इन द स्टोरी. सो हेयर आर सेम कुछ यहाँ पर बच्चे स्टोरी के ही सैंपल दिए गए हैं. रीड देम एंड लर्न हाउ टू राइट अ गुड स्टोरी. फर्स्ट इज लाइक यहाँ पर दिया गया Mahesh wrote only a few lines and couldn't complete the story he wanted to write. So taking help from the given input, the basing it on the beginning Mahesh made and the complete a story. So यहाँ पर story दी गई है बच्चा. Woodcutter was chopping down trees on the bank of a river. His hands were so much wet with his sweat that he lost his grip. Then यहाँ पर outline के अंदर कुछ आपको hint मिले हुए हैं. Axe fell down into river. Couldn't swim, unhappy at his misfortune and wept. God of forest appeared, promised to get back his axe, dived, came out with an axe of gold, not mine, dived again, came out with silver axe, not mine, said woodcutter, dived again, came out with woodcutter's axe. This is an axe and truly honest, rewarded all three axes to the woodcutter. Honesty pays in the long run. So honesty pays to the long run कि किस तरह से आप लिख सकते हैं. Let's begin student. A woodcutter was chopping down trees on the bank of a river. His hands were so much wet with his sweat that he lost his grip over the axe. He slipped away from his hand and fell down into the river. The poor man couldn't even swim. He thought that his axe was lost forever. He was very sad at his misfortune and started sobbing and weeping. Suddenly there was a flash of light. The god of forest appeared before him. The woodcutter explained what had happened. The god consoled him. Don't you worry, I'll get back your axe for you. Having said these words, he dived into the river. After a few moments, he came out with an axe. It was made of gold. Is this yours? He asked. The woodcutter only said no. A few seconds later, he came out of the rivers with another axe. It was made of silver. No, no, sir, this is not mine, said the woodcutter. He dived again and came out with the third axe. The woodcutter cried loudly, looking at the axe. Yes, yes, it's mine. The woodcutter said to see the axe with an iron blade. The god of forest was impressed with the woodcutter's honesty. Keep all three of these axes as a present for me. The gods uttered these words and disappeared. Second one is, bacha, Mohan wrote just a few lines but couldn't develop the story he wanted to write. So taking help from the input given below, the introductory lines written by Mohan complete the story. So the celebrated archer guru Dronacharya taught of the royal princes the finer points of archery. One day he wanted to test. So outline के अंदर देख लेते हैं बच्चों. Selected a tree in forest, placed a wooden bird on a bare branch, where to hit the birds in the eye. Yudhishthira stepped forward. Can you see me? Asked Dronacharya. Yes, replied Yudhishthira. Asked him to put down the bow. Each prince replied the same. Asked to retire from the competition. Finally came Arjuna. Arjuna, do you see me? Asked Dronacharya. I see only my target, said Arjuna, and Arjuna hit the bird's eye. Arjuna, the most accomplished marksman. ये बच्चों टाइटल है हमारी स्टोरी का. The celebrated archer Guru Dronacharya taught the royal princes the finer points of the archery. One day he wanted to test the archery skills of his pupils. He came to a forest. The Guru chose the tree standing in the open. He placed a wooden bird on a bare branch of the tree. The princes were asked to stand 200 yards away and aim to their targets one by one. They were to hit the eye of the bird. Then Yudhishthira was asked to start the competition. He took his bow and looked at his target. Can you see me? Asked Dronacharya. Yes, sir, replied Yudhishthira. Put down your bow, asked the Guru. The disappointed princes retired from the contest. The same thing happened with all other princes. The same question was asked and all of them gave the same reply. Hence, all of them were asked to retire from the competition. Finally, it was Arjuna's turn. And Arjuna, do you see me? Asked the Guru. I see nothing but only my target, the eye of the bird, replied Arjuna. Good, Arjuna, shot now, asked Dronacharya. Arjuna realized the arrows aiming at his target. The arrow hit the eyes of the wooden bird, and finally Arjuna was adjudged as the most accomplished marksman. तो यहीं पर ये स्टोरी फिनिश होती है बच्चे. अब देखते हैं कुछ आपको रीड एंड राइट के अंदर कंप्लीट करने के लिए स्टोरी दी गई है हिंट के साथ. सो देखते हैं बिगनिंग के अंदर. वंस देयर वाज अ ग्रीडी किंग इन अ किंगडम. ही क्राइड फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ गोल्ड. ही कंटिन्यूअसली वर्शिप्ड द गॉडेस लक्ष्मी एंड गॉट अ बून दैट वट एवर ही वुड टच दैट वुड बिकम गोल्ड. सेकेंड है ऑप्शन बच्चे, taking help from the outline given below, write a story. You can invent your own details. Outline: in Africa, special way of capturing monkeys, little animals found of rice, capture them. Poker farmers put rice inside a hollow coconut shell, cut a hole large enough for monkey's hand, half a dozen left lying around in the center. तो इस तरह से बच्चों आपको थोड़ा सा हिंट दिया गया है ताकि आप हिंट का यूज करते हुए कंप्लीट स्टोरी राइटिंग लिख पाएं. तो ये जो भी स्टोरी राइटिंग है बच्चों समझते हुए और जो आपको एक्सरसाइज दी गई है उसको भी आपने कंप्लीट करना है स्टूडेंट्स खुद से.